Another enormously important part of a Formula One car, of course, is the suspension. This is where the mechanical grip comes from, but you don't see a spring anywhere. So Pat, very complex. How does it work?
Well, it is very different to a road car. Some fundamental things are the same. We still have wishbones. These are made of carbon fibre, they're aerodynamically shaped, but what's really different is that we don't have a coil spring. We have a push rod, which is this device, which works on a rocker, and hidden under here is the spring. Now the spring is actually a torsion bar. It sits in that area, and in fact by just moving one end relative to the other, we twist it, and that's where we get our spring rate from. This is made of titanium. It's very, very light.
The front suspension of an Indy car may look like a mixed-up framework, but it's actually a refined and carefully engineered component of the car. For primary support, the suspension consists of the upper and lower A-arms, which connect the body to the wheel upright. These are created from airfoil-shaped steel tubing and connect the wheel hub and tire to the car body. The safety cross braces welded between the inner ends of the A-arms provide support, but more importantly, they help keep the A-arms from punching through the chassis and into the driver's compartment in the event of an accident. The push rod allows the springs and shocks to be placed inside the body of the car, thereby getting them out of the airstream. The push rod attaches near the upright on the lower A-arm and extends upwards to the shock rocker. Lastly, the steering arm connects to the top of the upright and gives the Versus driver exceptional control over the steering. The design of the suspension enables the team's considerable adjustability of caster, camber, and toe, thus allowing the team to dial their car in to different racetracks.
Okay, so here we have the rear end of the car where all the suspension is situated. So the gearbox starts here and goes all the way to here. Here we have the shocks for the car. This is the springs, and it's all controlled by the double wishbone suspension. The suspension is called a double wishbone push rod. So here we have the push rod, top wishbone, bottom wishbone, hence double wishbone. The wishbone moves up and down with the suspension. The push rod itself moves the rockers, which in turn moves the shock and the spring. And if we give a quick demonstration of bouncing the car, you will see how it all works. You can actually see the push rod moves the rocker, which in turn moves your shock and suspension inside. It's linked together with the roll bar, obviously, which controls the roll of the car. So the further we move this piece up and down the roll bar, hence we go down, the stiffer the car gets, and vice versa, the softer when we go up. Here we can see attached to the shock itself is the gas canisters. In here we pressurise with nitrogen, which pressurizes the shock and the oil inside to give more responsive damping. If we move these clicks, this controls how soft and hard the damping is on bump. And if we go inside here, you'll see another setting, which is difficult to see, but inside here you have another setting which controls the rebound, which controls how fast the shock actually moves out on extension.